Extra, extra, hear all about it. It's time for absolute nonsense and pop culture news. We here at Culture Shock don't believe in private conversations. We record everything and share it with all of you. So as the Joker would say, here we go.
Anyway, moving on to the box office top 5 for the week ending, I guess it would be March 16th.
Yeah.
So,
because we're recording on March 17th. What?
Mickey 17.
Ooh.
Oh.
We did it on purpose, guys.
Yeah, we totally had this planned. So in at number 1 for the week ending March 16th is going to be Novocaine.
Knew it.
A movie that we've all seen, and you may get an episode on very shortly after or before the news or whenever Corey releases news.
Corey releases news early now, I believe.
But we're doing another episode before Novocaine releasing. Well, yeah, I think we're going in chronological order of when the movies came out.
You will have already heard one of the... you will have already heard...
Our number 2.
17.
Yeah, our number 2 box office.
You will not
so number
have
1,
heard Novocaine is coming, I promise.
Yeah, so for the number 1 movie this last week was Novocaine, but only made $9 million opening weekend. Lowest grossing number 1 movie in 13 months since Argyle.
Hey, I seen that one too.
Mike sees the lowest grossing. We do a pop culture podcast, and Mike sees the worst movies.
Spoiler.
Well, Novocaine's not worse.
One of them is way better.
Yeah.
Argyle kicks ass.
Yeah, Argyle's great.
But we've talked about that movie way more than we ever need to. And Mike's the only one that's ever seen it. So,
Corey,
did you see Argyle?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Why? Coming up next at number 2 is the aforementioned Mickey 17. In its second weekend, it pulled in another...
You're so fun, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Sorry.
Do you feel good about that?
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, you shouldn't. That was the whole thing. You shouldn't. I tried to give you a chance to rewind it.
Nope. It's there.
Oh, you're standing by it.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Coming in number 2 is the aforementioned... I'm just going to restart it in case Corey edits you out. It's the aforementioned Mickey 17 in its second weekend, pulling in another $8 million. 54% drop in theaters, though, which, I mean, isn't devastatingly bad, but it's a little above average. And after a disappointing $17 million its opening weekend, so it's brought in just $25 million after 2 weeks on a $120 million budget. Not a great start for Mickey 17 right now. So unfortunately, looking bad for the movie as far as making their money back so far.
It scares me because this is a very original project. And I want people to go to theaters to see more stuff like this.
Of course.
And
people just don't fucking do it.
I think this is going to scare filmmakers away.
Yep. Yeah, company.
Here's the thing that sucks about movies in general. In 2025, people are going to fucking rush to the theaters to see the next Marvel project. They're going to rush to the theaters
sequels
to see the next whatever, the next thing.
Yeah,
like Star Wars or fucking even Star Trek, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, brother.
They will be rushing to the theaters to see the shit. Original movie ideas, somebody will be like, "What the fuck is that?" I'll wait till it's on stream.
Exactly.
That is what most people probably say is, I'll wait for it to stream.
Yep.
And this movie does. We'll talk about it, but this movie deserves to be seen on the big screen.
What I will say, without talking anything else about one of the movies we are going to talk about, their little opening segment before the actual movie starts, I love that they said, "Thank you for coming to the theaters to watch this movie."
Yeah.
How it was meant to be seen.
Yeah. Because they recognize the current state of movie theaters. Yeah, and Corey, you don't piss me off as bad because at least you go to see this stuff too. You don't just go see MCU movies.
Corey's a theater person. He loves seeing movies.
I really am.
He's not just I want to see the next Marvel project.
Yeah.
Feed me more, Seymour.
If we still had the theater 6 miles from our house like we used to, I'd see everything even if I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
That's how much I like being at the theater.
Yep.
Corey and I'd be probably at the theater once a week.
Probably.
Right.
Every Tuesday.
Third place, speaking of original movies, third place this week was Black Bag with Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchett.
I heard that's all right.
Made $7 million opening weekend against a budget of $50, so not a terrible start for them making their money back, but still not terribly impressive.
Yeah.
Just for the idea for what Mike was going on. So we have 3 original movies in the top 3 spots this week, all different genres. right? All
Yep.
different genres. We have like a spy thriller in Black Bag. We have a comedy sci-fi in Mickey 17, and we have like an action rom-com in Novocaine.
Yeah.
All those movies combined,
Would you really
made
call that
20
a rom-com?
they made the first half hour.
Yeah.
They made
Okay, fair.
those three movies made $24 million combined, which is less than Captain America's opening night, opening Friday.
God.
Those three movies and their opening fucking weekends together made less than one night of a Marvel movie, of a mid-Marvel movie.
So three movies that are probably better than Captain America.
Three
Brave New World,
original concepts.
all made less money.
Yes, than that movie in one night. That's the state that we're in right now.
People, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Pennsylvania.
You need to do better, Senator.
This is why the WNBA is failing.
It's your fault, you bat bastards. This is why
It's your fault, Angel Reese.
Wait, I don't know how this correlates to WNBA. We'll make the connection. That's hilarious. Speaking of this mid-ass movie, in at number 4 was Captain America, adding another $5 million to its total,
That's
bringing
right.
it up
Why?
to $375 million globally.
People, it's going to be on stream in like a month. Fucking wait.
Against a budget of
okay.
$180 million, which I
You
still
just
don't
said
believe.
you don't like when people say that about
Well, it's
arts.
different.
Original movies.
This
Okay,
movie,
but-
that movie sucks.
Yes, but I would also hate the person who's like, I'm only going to go see the artsy stuff. I'll wait for the other stuff to stream. Then you're just being a dick the other way.
That's true. Then you're being.
But those
pretentious.
movies are going to make their money regardless.
That's,
but that's-
also true.
If you have your choice of only seeing one, it's not a douchey thing to go see the original movie.
I didn't say that.
you're-
but,
well,
but
right,
to have
right.
the argument the other way where you're like, I'm only going to see the artsy stuff because
Well-
fuck that other stuff.
Well, I
I
wouldn't.
don't
I, wouldn't
respect
have
that.
seen Captain America if we didn't have this podcast. I would have never gone to see that movie.
And you're a dick.
Well, we
Yeah,
knew
I
that
admit
about him.
We all
but
know that.
I would not have seen that movie. So $375 million against a budget of only $180 million, which is not true at all.
No,
That
it's
budget
higher
got ballooned up like a motherfucker.
than- They also said that they'll never release those numbers, so we
Yeah.
may never know what the budget was on that.
They're trying to
Oh.
swear by the $180 million, and it's
That's
just not true.
That's sketchy.
Yeah. So even Captain America, I don't think is going to like make a profit. It probably makes its money back, but it's not going to make a profit. Rounding out the top 5 though is going to be Paddington in Peru. I guess Paddington 3 made
Yes.
another $3 million to its box office total.
Nice.
Excellent movie that I didn't watch.
Paddington 2 is fucking awesome.
Yeah, the Paddington movies are surprisingly pretty good. Your dog that I forget the name, but your dog agrees.
Luna agrees about.
Yeah, Luna
Paddington.
agrees.
She loves the Paddington movies.
Luna loves the
That's what you're
Paddington.
saying, right? You love Paddington? Yeah. She now is over. Here.
She's over it.
Let me pick you up.
She's like, "Oh, is this culture shock? This podcast sucks."
She heard one episode and she's like, nah.
A couple other pieces of box office news. Anora had an 854% increase in box office sales after its Oscar win a few weeks ago.
Jesus.
854.
854% increase. So great movie. I mean, I love Sean Baker. I love Mikey Madison. So I'd recommend everybody go see it. Or if you
called
can't,
Nora.
Anora, yeah.
Honora, yeah.
And if you can't see it in theaters, to watch it when it's streaming. Still, it's a
Yeah.
fantastic movie.
I think
What
it's
comes out
already
on stream?
available for purchase.
Yeah, I think Demi Moore gave Mikey Madison a hell of a run. I think for the substance, Demi should have got a couple more votes, but Mikey Madison was great. And the other piece of box office news is In the Lost Lands, the new Paul W.S. Anderson movie with his wife Mila Jovovich and Dave Bautista, made only $1 million on a $55 million budget. It's opening,
Wow.
so that movie's gonna
I
lose
have
a lot of money.
not heard anything good about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like nothing against Mila Jovovich. I loved her in the '90s and maybe the early 2000s, but I haven't really seen anything relevant from her in about 15 years. Like,
Well,
Dave Bautista was good in
she
the
was
one
in some,
M Night movie.
She was in some pretty awesome Resident Evil movies.
God damn it!
Remember.
All right, let's move on from the box office numbers.
I have
Cut.
some really depressing news for Corey.
What is it?
Game over Jigsaw. The next Saw movie has fallen apart, killing future franchise plans.
Oh, really? It's called Game Over. It was called Game Over Jigsaw.
I'm thinking that the title of the article is saying Game Over Jigsaw because
Oh, it's like the
movies
clickbait, like
killed,
the article headline, Game Over, comma Jigsaw.
According to a new report from Bloody Disgusting,
Oh, they're reputable.
Saw 11 is totally dead, according to an anonymous source close to the production. It's 100%
Damn.
over. Almost a year now, the source added. It was confirmed by Lionsgate in December 2023, with a September 2024 release date initially announced. It was later delayed. yada yada yada. So what went wrong? It
I
explains
wonder
that
why.
everything went sideways in January of 2024, and that the producers started fighting.
Oh,
So
yeah, Saw 10 did so good.
yeah,
I know it was finally coming back to a place we all enjoyed, and now it's dead.
Yeah. Came back to a place that even I didn't hate it.
That news came out just 5 hours ago. So
Okay, so that's just some breaking news on
I
Cult.
mean-
Well, by the time this release is not breaking.
yeah,
I'm fine with 10 movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I was fine
yeah. I
with
mean,
two.
you got about 9 more movies than you should have. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I've never seen
Hey,
them.
Ah.
there's one bad one in all of those.
Oh, shut the hell up.
Wait, Corey, what's better, Texas Chainsaw Massacre series or the Saw series?
Oh,
Saw series.
I would probably even say Saw, and I've only seen
I just-
half of them.
I wanted
The
to see 'cause I
series
know
of
how
Texas
much-
Chainsaw really goes off
It's
the
pretty
rails.
bad, yeah.
I know how much Corey loves Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so I was
I
just
like-
checking.
The remake.
I like the first one in the remake.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't love all the other ones.
Yeah. Corey only really loves two of them.
Yeah.
And I would probably say the same, but mine wouldn't be the original. Mine would probably be the remake and the follow up to that one, the beginning.
Adrian
Uh,
loved the Netflix one.
Oh God!
Um,
You try anything, you're canceled, bro.
Also, not I don't know if Adrian has any of this stuff written down for his news stuff, but
Yeah, no good. If you got some stuff,
Breaking Bad star Aaron Paul's new sci-fi horror film debuts with high Rotten Tomatoes score. His film
Oh,
Ash
yes.
just recently debuted at the South by Southwest Film Festival, and it turned out to be a hit with the critics.
Which I'm excited to hear because Aaron Paul's had a lot of success on TV and not so much with movies.
Yeah.
So I would like.
He's a great actor too. So
He's a great actor.
He
Some
is.
guys are just more made for TV.
Do you know what his problem is? He did
Huh.
that stupid Need for Speed movie.
Oh God, yeah, that was like his first project after Breaking Bad, and it was a
Yeah.
bad call.
He was filming it while they were filming the last season.
Yeah, it was a bad call.
Yeah.
I mean, what at that time, video game movies still were bad. So
Yeah.
why would you do that?
Maybe we can put that on the bad movie list and talk about it
a
someday.
lot of them are still
I'm
pretty
sure
bad.
it fucking checks out, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of video game movies are still bad. It's just like a higher percentage are actually decent now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Need for Speed doesn't even count as a bad movie.
It doesn't. Wow, what
it's
is
a
it?
6. It's a 6.4.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well,
Well,
Aaron Paul,
shit.
you're off. You're off the hook, Aaron Paul. I am glad to hear though the movie's getting good reviews.
Fuck, brother.
Yeah, bitch. 6.4, bitch. And I'm wearing a yellow hoodie,
Hey, you know what?
going full Jesse Pinkman style.
Rami Malek and Michael Keaton are also in the Need for Speed movie, so maybe it's not bad. I've never watched.
I would have to rewatch it. I saw it like when it came out.
I
So
never saw it.
yeah,
It just to me it seemed weird because we already had all the stupid Fast and Furious movies going on.
right,
Like it probably just seemed like another Fast and Furious movie.
right. Just like another car franchise trying to compete with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember liking it, but like I said, I saw that in 2014 or 15 or whenever it came out. On to actual news though, beyond the box office. Speaking of MCU and the Russo brothers, the newest Russo brothers Netflix movie, I'm sure we've all heard this controversy, The Electric State with Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown, currently sitting at a 14% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Yeah.
and is one of the most expensive movies in history at a $320 million budget
What the
for
fuck?
a Netflix Millie Bobby Brown Chris Pratt movie.
Wow.
They did, although I'm not. This kind of sucks because, I love the Russo brothers for what they did for Marvel, but
Right.
they did just come out in an interview. I just read it today that they said that what they're doing with Secret Wars and Doomsday
Yeah.
is what we did with Infinity War and Endgame was an ending to something. This one, we're doing a beginning to something. So that makes me happy / nervous.
Yeah.
Because if they're going with the stuff they've been making since Marvel stuff, I don't want those Russos. I want the Russos from then.
Not the
They
Russos from
even
now.
said in that same interview that they used the AI for that movie that you just talked about.
The Electric
They
State.
used it for writing stuff and for voiceover stuff.
Right.
And they don't seem embarrassed by the horrible AI I've heard is in that movie.
Ugh. And we've kind of talked about it in our chat, but the Russo brothers inside of MCU, masterminds. Outside of MCU, not very good so far.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll eventually hit their stride outside of the MCU, but so far not good. But hey, if you're good at something, I guess stick to it. It's good to
Yeah.
take those risks occasionally, like go outside the box. Maybe one day they'll hit on something. But speaking of them, I don't know, Corey, if you saw in the interview, they were asked about like time. run length estimates for the Avengers movies, and they confirmed Doomsday will be about 2.5 hours. Secret Wars will be 3 hours.
Okay.
So they're going to be some big movies. And then they also said recently, talking about Robert Downey Jr., how much Mike's excited for him to play Victor Von Doom. But they did say
that's like my favorite thing in the whole world right now.
they did say they're at least excited that RDJ has been taking it very seriously, like writing his own backstories, writing like his own costume ideas, researching the person. So it's good to know that RDJ isn't just like phoning it in for a big paycheck. At least he's taking it serious.
That's phenomenal and all, but he's still fucking Iron Man, so I hate it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
no, I get it.
He's not. Iron Man died.
I'm
Yeah,
going
Iron
to
Man
tell
did die.
you there are going to be 50% of the entire fan base that are going to hate it no matter what happens.
Is that a Mike Craig made up statistic?
That's a made up
100% is.
statistic.
I do think it will be. There will be a percentage though.
There will be a percentage, but 50, that's fucking wrong.
Yeah, to be fully transparent, Mike, I'm more on board with you than I'm not. But you know that. But-
To me, it's the same as what happened with the whole, what the Harry Potter series is doing with their whole thing.
Yeah.
There's going to be a whole side of the fan base that is not going to like what happens no matter what they
Right.
do with it. I am not.
Alan
one of
Rickman
those-
has been reincarnated as a black man. He's playing the same character.
in that particular aspect. I am not one of those people. I'm going to hold my breath until I actually see the product because,
Right.
obviously, I have my reasons for disliking the choice, but
Yeah.
maybe he can knock me off my fucking feet. Maybe he can knock my socks off, as they say.
Yeah. Now, are you doing the
So-
same for RDJ?
No,
Or you
because he's
he's-
fucking Iron Man.
no.
He started the MCU. This is completely different.
Right.
If it weren't for him and Iron Man, there wouldn't be an MCU. So this is fucking weird.
It's weird.
Like the whole thing is so fucking weird. Like it just they could have picked a better actor. Not necessarily RD. Not saying he's a bad actor, but they could have picked a really good fucking actor to play Doctor Doom who
Mhm.
wasn't the face of the fucking franchise.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, I think a lot of not everybody, but I think a portion
just-
of people do share
It
that
just-
same sentiment.
It makes zero fucking sense.
Yeah.
And I hope that high hell they can make it make sense because I don't think they can.
Right.
It's just too bold to say 50% of people are going to hate it no matter what. I think 50%, no. I think 50% of people are mad that announcement came out. But all
Victor.
50% of those people are not going to see it if he does a great job and go,
Victory.
no, I hate it anyway. No.
Yeah.
Very high percent of that 50% are going to be like, they proved me wrong because
Yeah.
they're fans. You're
I'm
wrong
still gonna
about the
watch
number.
it because we do this podcast.
Well, of course. Of course. That's why I
And you know
watched.
what? And maybe I will be like, oh my god, that was actually really good. But as of right now, fuck you, Marvel, for doing this. I hate you.
I hate you. I hate you, Die.
I hate you.
I hate you. I'm more interested in the percentage of people that won't like it that are casual movie going fans as opposed to like MCU super
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
Because MCU super fans tend to
Corey.
defend almost everything. People, casual movie going fans that like are familiar
Uh-uh.
with the MCU but they don't love them. They go, I want to know what they think.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, he's like, I don't defend everything.
I can admit when there's a bad Marvel movie.
Yeah, what do you think? Like 2 out of 35?
Seems about right.
That's just
the
not
Marvels.
That's just not accurate.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
If we were doing like a tier list,
Corey would
most
not
of
say
them
Love
are
and
an
Thunder.
S.
Wait, didn't we do a tier list with 4 of
Yeah,
us?
yes. We did.
No, we did like a ranking, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought. Oh yeah, we did a ranking.
We
That's
did a
kinda
ranking.
Same
Okay.
difference.
We could have done a tier list, or we can maybe when Marvel gets up to like 40 movies, or when we get past like Secret Wars, we'll actually do like a tier list. All right, but moving on from all of that news, fucking MCU.
Yay.
I don't know what the hell this entails, but a live action Monopoly movie has been greenlit. I don't know if you saw that live action
God.
Monopoly.
Hey,
Isn't that
you know
just
what?
isn't that just Wall Street?
Yeah, wait, with
Michael
Martin
Douglas?
Sheen.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say Martin Sheen, but that's Charlie Sheen in the.
Yeah, it's
in Wall
Charlie
Street.
Sheen. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it's Shia LaBeouf in the awful sequel.
Oh god, yeah, that sequel. But yeah, live action Monopoly. Margot Robbie will be producing it. Obviously, she was involved with the live action Barbie, so
Yeah.
maybe they have some kind of vision here.
I'm
that they're...
going to assume, much like Clue, this will be a comedy.
Yeah, I think so. It has to be, right?
It has to be.
Yeah, that's the only way it'll work. Because otherwise, if they try to take it seriously, I'm gonna. Well, maybe I might laugh more.
Yeah, exactly. But not in the way they intended.
No. I do. I mean, speaking of, I'm pretty sure the Clue project that they were going to do the remake, I think that's been shot in the ass. That's not.
That's not
anymore.
happening.
But this Monopoly thing could be awesome. Margot Robbie, like you said, she did the Barbie movie. She
Right.
has an understanding of how to possibly do something so fucking outrageous and make it into
Exactly.
a good comedy. So
To me, Barbie made sense because Barbie and Ken are figures of people. So
Yeah.
it was easy to make a thing where people walk around being Barbie and Ken because that makes sense. What the fuck are they going to do with Monopoly?
Well, they could do like they
Have
could
a
do
little
like
Scotty dog and a ship hanging out together?
Oh,
Well,
you
that's
mean
what
like as far as like actual characters?
Yeah, like the pieces and
are we gonna get an animated movie or is it going to
It's
be a
live action.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
An animated movie, I could at least see like the pieces coming to life and having
animated.
voices.
Yes,
Yeah,
I could
right.
see, but I
The
don't know.
concept of the movie itself to me is like easy. You know, you could do like class struggle, class welfare, rich versus poor. There's a lot of like commentary there. But yeah, as far as the
It's-
characters, I don't know who the fuck they make the characters.
It's gonna be Wall Street. You just said it earlier. That's what it is.
But who's a character? Wall Street, like a building?
Michael Douglas will return.
Michael
It's
Douglas.
it's actually the third installment of Wall Street called Monopoly.
Bro, if Michael Douglas starred in the fucking Monopoly movie, I'll give you $1,000. They'd send him a script, be like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's here. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'm saying it.
If Michael Douglas is cast, Adrian owes me $1,000.
And if Michael Douglas, I said as the lead, and if Michael Douglas isn't cast at all, you owe me $10.
Oh, God.
That's a pretty good bet.
That's good
I'll-
odds.
10 versus 10,000?
I will be PayPaling.
I said
$1,000.
10
Damn it,
versus
Corey.
10,000?
Tomorrow, Michael Douglas will be the star in Monopoly. Yeah, and also attached to that movie is John Francis Daly from the nerdy kid from Freaks and Geeks. He's
Like
directed
him.
a couple movies. He made Game Night, which Corey, I know you liked.
He's
Mike,
a
I
very
think
good
you liked.
He's a very good writer. Yeah, I liked Game Night. That's a good
Yeah,
Yeah,
movie.
that was
he-
more Mike than me, but I thought it was funny.
He directed Game Night, and Corey, he did the new D&D movie that we liked.
He also
Yes.
wrote.
So he,
also
could,
wrote.
he might do something. He might cook.
He's a good
he
writer.
wrote Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I mean, I loved him in Freaks and Geeks. I love him as an actor and as like behind
Uh,
the camera. So
He's hilarious as Mitch in.
yes, Mitch in
Waiting.
Waiting.
Well, he doesn't say anything the whole
Uh,
movie.
He's
He
hilarious
does at
in
the
that.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
he's hilarious at the end of Waiting. You are a fucking god. Corey, next up, big piece of news for you. Jaws.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Did you see Corey's 180? Yay. Jaws is getting a theater re-release this year on August 29th to celebrate its
Yes.
50th anniversary.
All right,
Which-
I figured out when we're going to watch it and talk about it.
Maybe it might be the perfect excuse for you to rewatch it.
If I'm going to like this movie, it's going to be in theaters. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
going to give it its best chance.
Yes,
I mean, it's a
let's-
Spielberg movie. It was made for theaters.
Yeah.
Corey, we'll go together if it's in
All right.
Meadville.
Yeah, and then we can do a Jaws episode and see how Corey feels.
Yeah.
Next up, some TV news, some new photos. I don't know if you've seen them yet, Corey. New photos
Yes.
of Joel, Ellie, Abby, and Dina have dropped for Last of Us Season 2. And now Neil Druckmann, he's kind of been flip-flopping on this over the years, to be honest. But Neil Druckmann is non-committal on whether a Last of Us 3 video game is even going to happen anymore.
Yeah, like
Oh.
2 weeks ago they said that they were still working on it, and now he's saying he's not even sure it's happening.
Yeah, so that makes me believe he's lying. Like, they haven't even started working, like, development yet, if they even do. So I think right now, honestly, that's a 50-50 coin flip if we're ever going to see that. My question to you is, do you want to see Last of Us 3, or do you just want them
No.
to kind of kill it where it ended?
I think the two games are beautiful as what
Yeah.
they are.
What if the show continues after a second season?
Well, you mean they go
Well,
like...
they're doing 3 seasons based off game 2.
Yeah, well, they're doing...
Okay.
There's 3 seasons total, 2 seasons based on
yeah, that's
the second game.
Oh, okay.
Season
The
1
next
they
2
did...
seasons are based off the second game.
Yeah, so they have plenty of time if they do want to start working on a third game to then make a TV show.
We're going to end up in a George R.R. Martin situation where the show like kind of tanks at the end, so now he doesn't want to make a game.
Exactly, because it goes past the source material.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I started rewatching the first episode of Game of Thrones as well.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a crazy commitment during Sons of Anarchy.
Mike,
Hey,
I do not think
I
Amber's
gotta-
going to like that show.
I got to change it up. Actually, she was watching it with me.
Oh, really?
I did warn her the first season is where most of the sex is,
Yeah,
because I think after the first season it's not as bad.
Corey.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did explain.
There will
to her,
always be sex.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jim, do you want an animal metaphor or a sex metaphor?
Oh, God, animal.
When two animals are having sex.
There's definitely a lot of nudity in the show for sure, but
Yeah.
it's HBO.
Yeah, for sure.
But I said, as like, from what I could see, at least in the first episode, the sex scene that I saw, there was a purpose to it. Like, I mean, the little kid, like the whole purpose of the little kid is fucking catching it.
You got to stop saying little kid and fucking in the same sentence.
He gets pushed out a window. He gets pushed out a window when he catches the two siblings fucking.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I've never even seen the first episode, so can you please add some context?
Yeah.
Damn.
There's a lot of unnecessary sex in the first season, and there is still some throughout the show.
Well, yeah.
But the sex definitely is dialed down a lot in 2 through 8.
Well, they had
Right.
to get people interested in the show. Like,
I mean,
if we
that's
throw all this
kinda
sex
true.
in here.
Had to pull them in at the beginning.
Yep.
Well, and I
But,
assume, yeah. And I assume based on maybe George R. R. Martin was just very sex heavy on the first book, and then he cooled down, or maybe the show just cut back on him.
I don't remember necessarily the sex in the books. I think it's pretty spread throughout.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's
They're
even
all spread.
oh, he spread it out
They have
wide.
to.
I don't know if there's necessarily more in the first book. I think it's
Right.
just all
Maybe they just chose to show more in the first season because, like Mike
Yeah.
said, it gets numbers.
you wouldn't even be able to consider those books smut like dragon smut. There's not enough of it in there for it to be
You
that.
said dragon smut. That just makes me think of dragons fucking people.
Well, dragon smut's a big thing right now, man. It's like a big genre.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah,
Well, I mean,
dragons
they
and
do-
sex. It's like
Well,
They do
don't-
make those toys.
Yeah, Donkey was way ahead of all of us.
he was.
Donkey was fucking dragons way back in the day.
I did say dragons make everything better. Like,
You did
to
say that.
fight a dragon.
Everything
I mean-
better.
Yes.
Ma, what big pretty eyes you have.
Donkey knew. Donkey was on. he was
Donkey
onto
knew,
something.
bro. Oh fuck! I do have to get back to this goddamn MCU because I forgot I had new. I don't know why I
No.
didn't just put this all together.
You're a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, Corey, you talked about this a little bit already, but the Russo brothers, something that gives me a little hope for the two new Avengers is they said for a long time they've been struggling to find a way to get back into the universe. They got back together with actual co-writers of Infinity War and Endgame, and they've come up with something they're very happy about. So
That's good.
hopefully there's a natural like re-entry point that feels like it belongs instead of just forcing these new characters in.
Yeah.
But they said they're happy with what they got. That could just be them, trying to appease the people, or they got back together with actual good writers from Infinity War and Endgame,
Listen.
and they found something.
Listen, until they prove me wrong, Marvel wise, I'm gonna believe in them.
Yeah, Avengers
Not-
wise, I mean the
When it
Avengers
comes
movies
to
fuck hard,
Marvel, they have not steered me wrong. So
and I think we're
I'm
all
gonna give them the
more.
benefit.
I think all three of us are a little bit on the side of a little more defender of Age of Ultron. Like it's not as bad as people say it is.
I like Age of
Yeah.
Ultron a lot.
Like
Yeah,
I don't.
I think out of the three of us, I think I just like it the most.
Yeah, you probably do, which is unusual for most MCU things. It's usually me.
I just feel like it's a carbon copy of the first Avengers movie. That's all.
Yeah, but then you had fucking
That's
Robert California.
Don't get me wrong. I love Ultron. I wish Ultron
Yeah.
would have been a little bit more.
Well, Ultron could always come back.
I wish he would have been a little bit more diabolical and like. Fucking
Yeah,
vicious.
He
less
was
like
in the comics.
right. Less
But-
like comedy.
The whole situation of here are all these fucking robots instead of all these aliens. You got to save
Yeah.
another fucking city.
Right.
Yada yada yada. Like it's the same fucking thing. At least the next Avengers movie after it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
That's okay. That's okay. Mike's talking about comic books. That's comic books.
That's comic books.
Same situation, just
Yeah,
a
but
little
you
different.
can't do that when you can't do the first movie and then do the second movie the exact same thing. Like,
My point, though.
this is movies.
But Marvel's been doing it since the 30s. It works.
comics is different than movies.
But these
Like,
are
you
based
can't-
off comics.
I understand that, but
Yeah, well, I know what you mean, Mike, in the sense of like what's good for the page isn't always
It's-
one for one what you
for
need from the
sure,
screen
things-
for
a lot-
books
there's a-
especially and stuff.
there's been a lot of cases where things that look awesome in the comics don't look good on screen. Like for example, Green Lantern's hair that they're using in the Superman film.
Both iterations of Pennywise as the giant spider. I'm sure that was a cool visual thing or a mental thing for the book. It sucks on both live action it movies. Like, don't make a giant spider, just make it fucking the clown. People like the clown. People fuck with the clown. Stop
Well,
with
not
the alien spider.
Not everybody likes the clown.
Some of us are afraid of the clown. Oh, hi, Georgie.
Hello, flew down here.
I do think the remakes are fucking phenomenal.
They
I
are.
like them.
But my point is, aside from, I know not everybody loves Age of Ultron, but for the most part, the Avengers movies so far are like 4 for 4 as far as quality.
Even with my complaint about it being pretty much a carbon copy, like I still enjoy Age of Ultron for what's in it.
It's still
Like,
much better than a lot of MCU movies.
Oh, for
They're,
sure.
They're 5 for 5.
What's the 5?
Civil War is an Avengers movie.
I mean, Civil War
let's
is an
be
Avengers
honest.
movie,
That's true.
and I've come around on that one a little bit more than I used to.
Yeah, I like Civil War a lot.
It's not as putting my hatred aside for the fact that they use the name Civil War from one of my favorite comic book arcs ever. Like putting that aside, I actually enjoy the movie a lot.
Right. You can enjoy it more if you just look at it as like a Captain America slash the Avengers movie.
It's just in a different movie. Like it's just using the same name, different story.
They just shouldn't have given it the name Civil War.
Yeah. That's all. Because it is a good movie.
They should have called it Captain America Baron Zemo.
Should have been
Rise
Captain
of
America featuring the Avengers.
Captain America, Bucky totally killed Tony's parents.
But if it was called Rise of Zemo and we got what we got, I'd have been pissed.
Yeah, that's true.
Zemo
also
was
true.
not in it enough.
That's true.
Baron Zemo was never in it.
Right.
Captain America introducing Black Panther.
Yeah, Captain America, Black Panther's in this one.
I mean, all the Avengers are in that one. What are you talking about?
They are.
We also got introduced as the MCU Spider-Man.
We did.
Introduced 2 characters in that movie.
Yeah. Underoos.
And then the last little bit of news here: Sadie Sink has been announced for Spider-Man 4.
I saw that.
People are speculating: is this MJ or is this Jean Grey? Is this the X-Men introduction?
She said in an interview today,
Yeah.
I have heard all the rumors about Jean Grey, and I haven't been told that's what I am, but those are pretty cool rumors, huh?
Yeah.
Little cryptic.
Yeah, and I just don't know. I think she has a good MJ look about her.
But
I don't think I don't know.
I don't want them to do that.
We already have an.
I don't want
whether or not you like MJ in the new
Mary
Spider-Man
Jane.
movies.
Sorry, Mike.
You can't
there
go
you go.
back on it now.
Yeah.
You got to stick with that, roll with it, and make her something
But
else.
I don't know if this is how. See, I might be on the opposite camp of you. I don't know if this is how I want the X-Men introduced to the MCU. Is like.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm saying
okay.
she shouldn't be MJ.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't
Jean
mind her
Grey,
as Mary
yeah,
Jane.
That doesn't matter either. But
Is there another redhead in Spider-Man's life?
no, but she could dye her hair and be Gwen Stacy.
Carnage.
Easily.
That's Carnage.
Mike, it's 2025. Females can be Carnage now.
I'm all right with that.
There is kind of a female Carnage. Her name's Siren, I think.
Yeah, because you
Oh.
met her. Did we meet her in the Spider-Man 2 game?
Oh no, that was Screech.
Screech.
uh,
That's what.
Screech,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what Mary Jane has. For
Turns
a little bit.
into.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, on past that, Happy Gilmore 2 has an official release date on Netflix finally. Corey, it's 5 days after your birthday, July 25th.
Yeah.
And I'm still so damn scared for this movie, but obviously we're all going to watch it.
Listen, 5 days after my birthday, Fantastic Four also comes out, so I'll be fine.
July's a busy month, so we probably
Hold
won't do Happy Gilmore right away, but we will do an episode on it.
Listen, we will, and you know what we can do? Because God knows this movie's going to be bad. We can do good.
Yeah, I
Good
know.
idea. Bad idea.
Yeah.
Mike, don't you say it, but you're right.
You know it's going to be bad.
I know it's going to be bad. Damn
It's
it.
going to be just the trailer alone made me like. I'm like,
It
this
made
is
me
gonna be
mad.
so fucking awful.
I'm gonna go into it with such optimism too. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into it knowing I'm gonna hate it, and then maybe I'll actually enjoy it.
I can't. I'm gonna go in with such optimism, and then I'm gonna end up hating the fuck.
That's
out
what
of
happened with Blood and Honey. I was expecting to hate that fucking movie. Maybe
And
that's
then
why
you
I
ended
liked
up-
it so much.
And I was watching that trailer like fucking Godfathering it, like you massacred my boy.
it.
Corey, this is probably like a week or two old news now, but we haven't talked about it. So Scream 7 update.
Yeah.
Officer Dewey, David Arquette, is officially signed on
Yes,
for
he
Scream
is.
7. And
Did we?
for any
talk
Scream
about that?
fans, did you guys talk about it?
I don't know if we talked about that or not, Corey.
I think we may have mentioned it.
We might
Oh,
have
yeah.
mentioned it.
But yeah, obviously, for Scream fans, Dewey's dead as fuck in the movies.
He sure is.
So either they're doing a rewrite here that's like, okay, even for Dewey, this is too far. He's still alive.
It's an honor.
It was an honor. Mikey Madison,
Yeah, right.
Oscar winner, Best Actress. Not for Scream 5.
No.
but
She's good
yeah,
in it, but
so either they did like a rewrite that even for my suspension of disbelief with the Scream franchise, I'm going to be like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? Like Dewey's still alive magically. That dude bled out on the floor.
Oh yeah.
or they're going the
Feel a
route.
little woozy here.
Well, Stu Macher.
I
God
know.
damn it, Mike! No screen before you quote it.
I know. I knew who it was. I was just, you said bleeding out, and that's what would happen if you were bleeding out. You'd feel a little woozy here. So
Okay, good time. I'll allow
I
it.
mean, that's why he's feeling woozy in that movie.
Exactly.
Hit me with the phone, dick.
I'm gonna tell you right now. What if they like do a full twist and Dewey's been part of the killings the whole time? He's faked his death. He's faked his close to death every time.
Man,
I'm not saying I would like it,
Yeah.
but they could do that.
Oh, they definitely could. That would be bold.
Look,
Yeah.
if Marvel can bring their fucking characters back, you can bring Dewey back.
That's way different. Scream's supposed to be in real life.
If this goes on, that fucking Dewey was a part behind this the whole time, then Scary Movie is actually revolutionary because they made Doofy the bad guy. So
Fucking walks all smooth,
they takes his mustache off.
jumps in the car.
The Wayans brothers are going to get a lot of credit if that ends
That's
up
true.
happening. But I think at this point, it's either got to be New Nightmare meta or it's going to be like AI, where they're going to do like AI calls to Sydney and Gale with like old people that are dead
With
to fuck with
voices.
them, and like maybe even have like video call with Dewey, like, but it's AI. Like call Gale with her for
I
dead
didn't even
ex-husband.
think about that as a
Because
way
I mean,
of putting them in it.
yeah, Scream 3, you know, they did like the voice changer. Now with technology today, they could do like full AI phone calls.
That's true.
Yeah.
So they could do like AI Stu Macher, AI Dewey. Like that would be kind of interesting. But that's what it's come down to. It's one of those two for me.
I'd actually be okay with that.
I would too. I would be okay with either of those that I've thought of, but I definitely still want the New Nightmare
Guys,
thing.
I'm going to tell you
Yeah,
exactly
me
what's going to
too.
happen. Dewey's still alive. I mean,
Okay, well, you have the inside source.
yep. Dewey's still alive.
Yep.
He is, in fact, the actual guy that's been behind it the whole time.
Corey, Corey, you
And-
called that shit.
Told you.
I told you.
Mike confirmed it.
It was him and Sean from Scrubs.
God. Sean.
Sure. AKA Sydney's brother. Next up, Adrian Brody is in talks to join Leonardo DiCaprio in an Evil Knievel biopic, apparently. Normally I wouldn't care about that, but it's being directed by Damien Chazelle, who I really liked. He did La La Land, he did 10 Cloverfield Lane, and he did one of my favorite movies of all time, Whiplash. So I love the director. Don't really seem too interested in an Evil Knievel biopic, but you had Leo
Yeah.
and Adrian Brody. I'm kind of interested.
Well, it is very known that Evil Knievel was like a really troubled person,
Yeah.
Right.
a horrible husband. So
Okay.
Hey,
there's a chance that there's going to be like a very good drama there.
Yeah,
that's Academy Award winning Adrian Brody, okay?
that's right.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Multiple time now.
Yeah, he won
Yep.
for The Pianist back in the day.
Yeah.
The what?
Penis.
The Pianist?
The pianist.
Oh, I was like,
The Pianist.
I don't recall that being a movie.
But that's always the joke, like 14-year-old
Yeah.
14-year-old me made. Penis.
Oh, you mean like when we used to call the McChicken the McDickin?
Exactly. Dude, we were so funny.
What
Next up, Catherine Newton has just been cast with Samara Weaving in Ready or Not 2. And that
Yes.
has me fucking super excited.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I loved Ready or Not. I love Samara Weaving. Catherine Newton's like one of those kind of up-and-coming girls in horror. So I'm super excited to see this pairing.
Is Samara Weaving related to Hugo Weaving?
It's a good question.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I wonder if she's a Nepo
I'm
baby.
pretty sure she's related to him.
If she is a Nepo baby, she's fucking fantastic.
I
She's
believe I've
earned her
read that
spot.
somewhere.
Yeah, and Mike, research
fir-
team, look that
The
up.
first,
doing it now.
the first Ready or Not is very underrated.
It is, absolutely.
Nope. She is the daughter of English father Simon Weaving and Maltese mother Helena Bazina.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, exactly. Those two. Yeah, so to me, that's just like a match made in horror heaven. Whether they team up in this movie, whether they're enemies, adversary, whatever it is, I can't wait to see those two on screen together.
Yeah,
Oh, she is the niece of actor Hugo Weaving.
There we go.
I knew she was related to him.
Okay.
Mike, I literally just had my phone in my hand to prove you wrong. So thank you.
Obligatory M. Night update I wrote here. Unfortunately, we have to talk about him every time he fucking comes up. But M. Night has a new project announced that will be a supernatural romantic thriller starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
All right, hold on.
So
I'm
that-
so excited to be disappointed. All right, got that
yeah,
out of the way.
exactly. Yeah, it's like I love the actor. The genre sounds kind of interesting, and it's just like, but it's a director that like I'm no longer excited for. I'm actually scared when I hear his name. So
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Ever
him
since-
and Jake Gyllenhaal can work some magic together.
Unfortunately, since The Village was the last great movie he ever made, he hasn't made shit since.
Yeah, it's really been like 20 plus years, and like people still talk
I mean,
about him.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, he made
Did you-
he made
Split was
Split.
great.
Yeah, Split was really good.
Guys, I was joking because The Village is a terrible fucking movie.
Oh,
Oh, you did say The
well,
Village.
some
I
people
did
really
say
like The Village.
Yeah.
It's a terrible movie. I watched it. It's awful.
like people seem to really like that movie.
That movie sucks.
Those have to be like M. Night Dick Riders.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of people like, you just didn't see the vision.
No, you're right. I saw The Vision, and it was terrible.
Here is where we ran into some technical difficulties. Oopsie doodles.
We are now 1 week away from the official release of the live-action Snow White movie that has been very full of controversy with Rachel Zegler.
Yeah.
It's not looking good. They've canceled screeners in the US and in the UK.
Wow.
They are now not inviting press to the red carpet premiere because they don't want questions asked. And they've now instead decided to have just a private screening with a small amount of press. And surprise, surprise, the little bit of press that's coming out is calling this one of the best reimaginings in the last 50 years. And it's because they brought in their people to speak highly of it. So right now, it all seems like fucking roses. Like, wow, this remake is incredible. But wait
Guys,
till the normal audience gets a hold of
Do
it.
we got to go watch this to do an episode on it to give our true feelings?
We might have to. We might have to go fucking see Snow White.
I mean, I most likely am anyway,
Yeah.
just because of who I am and who my wife is. We'll
Yeah, and
most
this-
likely see it.
And this isn't like the MCU where I don't want to support it because I think it's getting tired. I don't want to support it because Rachel Zegler's a fucking idiot.
I'm
but-
not.
But
thrilled
if I
about that
have
either.
if I have to go watch it so we can talk about it, I will.
I honestly am of the mindset that my couple bucks is not going to make that much of a difference. So
Yeah.
I may as well see it and talk about it.
I think what cracks me up the most, and I've seen a million memes saying this, is like the whole point of Snow White is the evil queen is jealous of her looks.
Right.
When how are you gonna swing that when Gal Gadot is 10 times more attractive than
Yeah, Gal
Just-
Gadot just from
like-
like an objective beauty standard, Gal
Yeah.
Gadot is gorgeous.
she's not gonna be jealous of this? What's her first name? Oh, Ziegler.
Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, I thought it's Rachel. Yeah, no, she's not gonna be. No, this
And I
is,
just-
it's not believable. And
Yeah, exactly. And
I don't
just
give a
poor
crap.
Poor Rachel Zegler. They did her dirty with that hair. Like,
because I'm
She-
sure. Like I've seen pictures of her. She doesn't look that bad.
no, she doesn't.
Like she does not look as bad as she does in the movie.
Right. They just make her look bad.
Like
Oh man.
you're. Just,
Yeah, right out of the gate, it's flawed because like
maybe
you
it's good.
cast fucking
Hold on.
Gal Gadot, one of
Again-
the prettiest women in Hollywood.
Again, maybe I need to be like. Maybe I need to be objective and be like, you know what?
Mhm.
Maybe it's a great movie. Maybe the acting's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going to be sucked into this world and be like, damn, that was a really good Snow White movie.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. I'll be very curious to see how the early reviews what they think of it.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the guys on the other side that are going to be like, "Fuck this movie," because you know, I just like the down the center reviewers, like the
Right.
honest critics and shit. I want to know what they're going to think of this movie.
Because I have no intentions of listening to any racist or sexist
Yeah,
pieces
right.
of shit.
Right?
No. Like if I'm gonna listen to any type of review on it, it's gonna be somebody who went and actually watched the movie because they were excited to see it.
Right. But unfortunately, even people on Rachel Zegler's team will admit she did damage to the movie by the thing she said.
Yeah.
I
She
didn't
should
even-
have just.
Oh, what did she say? I didn't even hear about that.
Oh God, it's just this is already running long, so and it's a lot to get into. So we'll just. But she was just like right off the top talking about how fundamentally flawed Snow White is, and it's just a damsel in distress, and the guy's kind of a predator and creepy, and it's a poor little me girl damsel, and it just rubbed people the wrong way because it's like a beloved classic.
Then why would you do the movie if that's how you felt?
Exactly.
Disney threw that money at her.
Yeah. She said this is like a reimagining, a chance to like show it how it's supposed to be presented.
Oh God! So it's
yeah.
gonna suck.
Yeah, exactly.
It is
And
gonna
it's-
suck. It's gonna suck so bad.
Yeah, and it's just if she would have just like answered questions like normal and not said all that, half of the criticism wouldn't go to this movie. They'd just think, oh, here's another Disney remake. But she's putting the feet to the fire immediately. So I'm sure her PR team had a long talk with her.
I'm telling you-
But Good.
Disney really needs to get their people fucking under control and be like, listen, don't. They shouldn't even let them do interviews like
Yeah,
before
exactly.
movies. So they just like, we're doing a remake. Don't just shut up. Don't say a word.
Yeah, unless like they cast like the consummate professionals that have been working like 20, 30 years.
Like
Just
Andrew
don't let them do
Garfield. Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield. I'm not in the movie.
Yeah. If it's like young up and coming people, just maybe don't let them do interviews at first. Let them get their feet wet.
Yeah.
Next up, Spider Noir, the animated series with Nicolas
Ooh.
Cage.
Now you're
Maybe get-
talking.
Now we're talking. It may be getting a black and white release along with the color version when the show debuts on Disney Plus.
Why
Which-
wouldn't you want? Why wouldn't you watch it in black and white? It's a noir. Like,
Exactly.
why would you watch it in color?
That's exactly my thought. That's the way it should be presented. As
I'm
black
gonna
and
watch
white.
it in both, but
Well, right. Hell yeah, double the viewings for Spider Noir. Mike, that's like saying why wouldn't you watch Godzilla -1 in Japanese?
exactly.
Because I'm not Japanese.
You're not black and white.
You're not black and white either, Mike. Well, you
Oh,
are.
yes, I am.
Hey, actually, you're hairy and white. So, if our listeners have never seen Mike, imagine Steve Carell and 40-year-old virgin getting waxed,
Pre getting waxed.
Pretty much.
mixed with Robin Williams
That's pretty fair. Yeah.
before he hung himself.
Well,
Eh, what-
I still have time.
I mean, after he hung himself, he was still hairy.
it's true. And Mike does still have time. Those are both true statements.
Yeah, he's not
next-
that age yet.
Next up, something I'm curious about. Corey, I'm sure you'll be watching this. There's a new Stan Lee documentary coming out called Stan Lee: The Final Chapter.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it looks like a bad one about like how his former business partners exploited him for financial gain.
Yeah, they were really pushing him to work hard to be part of everything.
In his last couple of years of
And
life.
apparently,
There's-
it was kind of unknown that he wasn't willing to do everything they made him do.
Right.
And they released a short little clip of this guy telling him he had to stick around and do more work. And every time Stanley wasn't talking to the guy, his face just went straight to miserable and sad.
Damn. And it was like they're kind of like
Yeah.
exploiting him and manipulating him to like do it for the fans, do more and
Yeah,
more
yeah.
and more. And
Instead of just cameoing every once in a while, he had to go on all these press tours,
yeah,
all
every
these
con.
signings, every con.
Right.
Yeah.
I just shared a thing with Corey. Well, actually, our whole entire Baker Reviews group, but it was for Corey. Rob Layfield had posted a really long thing about how Stanley's life was up to like closer to the end.
yeah.
And we talked last time we did the news. It was just me and Corey. We talked about how Rob Layfield has some bad blood with Marvel, and Corey mentioned, well, maybe there's some behind the scenes shit going on there that we don't know.
Right.
Maybe that's why there's like a deeper thing there, and maybe this is it.
Is he the one doing like the documentary or no?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's
Well,
probably in it.
He's
That's
part
right.
of it.
Because this guy that's doing the documentary is now under fire too. Because people are like, you collected all this footage while he was alive. You could have maybe helped this guy like save the last couple of years of his life, and
Yeah,
now
but if-
you're coming out with it years after he passed away. So now he's getting fire.
But if you sign an NDA, like you can't.
That's true. I'm not sure if this guy did or not. But
Plus,
yeah,
it was more on Stan Lee to fire his people if that was what they were doing to him.
Yeah.
right. Stanley just loved the fans too much.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the last two things. First one, a new movie called A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey comes in September 19th. I have no idea what it's about. Details aren't out yet, but I'm bringing it up because it's starring Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. So
Ooh,
whatever it is, I'm
Harley Quinn and the Penguin.
exactly. They finally got rid of Mr. J.
I hope they make love.
Oh God, Colin Farrell in the Penguin makeup?
Yes.
No. Now Colin Farrell's a sexy man, but
Yes, he is. Colin Farrell's also maybe been cast as Sergeant
Bullseye.
Sergeant something in the new DC movie. or
Oh
project
yeah,
that's
yeah.
happening. But
Shit,
he's
it
gonna
starts with a
just
B.
look like himself.
Sergeant
Sir-
Bilko with Steve
Is-
Martin.
That's right.
That's a great movie.
That's a great
It is.
movie.
I can't believe Mike's seen Sergeant Bilko.
I fucking
All the gaps
I-
in his movie knowledge.
I would love to do a double feature of Sergeant Bilko and Stripes for some weird reason because they're both army movies that are comedies.
They're very similar too,
Yeah.
like dumbasses that aren't an army base.
Yeah, exactly. That's well, those are two movies that I watched growing up that because my dad loved them.
That'd be like a Veterans Day or something.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. Veterans Day, we're doing it.
My little piece of news that I'd like to throw in there, I just posted it on Facebook today.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
On all of the social medias. If you want to go over there and follow us, that'd be nice.
CS
Yeah, yeah,
Podcast 21, Culture
CS
Shock
Podcast
Podcast,
21, Culture Shock
Yeah, do it.
21, and
Baker Reviews.
no,
Baker reviews.
don't follow them.
Thank you, Mike.
Don't follow them there. they just released 4 images today for the new Mortal Kombat 2 movie.
Yes.
One, Carl Urban as Johnny Cage, and I think he looks good.
He does.
As Old
I
Man
think he looks
Cage.
good.
As Old Man Cage.
Yeah, they also released pictures of Katana, Shao Kahn, which I'm digging the look. I think it's pretty cool. The helmet's
It
a
looked
little
pretty
intense,
accurate.
but
It looked
it's
pretty
cool.
accurate.
And also
Scorpion looking
Scorpion
badass
looking
again.
badass, yeah.
Get over here.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero were, I mean, aside from Kano, it's not even a contest. They were the best part of the first movie, along with
I
Kano.
liked a lot of that first movie, but yeah, they were probably 2 of the best parts.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
You never saw the Mortal Kombat from 2021?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Well, when the
see it.
second
I
one
think it's
comes
good.
out, we'll have to do a double feature.
Absolutely, we will.
Cool.
That
Uh,
movie starts so brutal.
It does. It really. Well, the beginning and end, I think, are the best parts of it.
Yeah, probably.
And then, unless you guys have anything else, my last bit of news is just a little bit Jack Quaid related. So I figured it would transition nicely to our
Oh yeah, Jack Quaid.
our future episode. But my last piece of news for the week: Jack Quaid, if you didn't already know, will be in a 3rd movie this year. He's already killing it. He's going to be in a 3rd movie this year alongside his co-star from The Boys, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called Neighborhood Watch. It's a drama movie about like an abduction that happens in their neighborhood. So,
Oh God. Okay.
so I mean, man, the year of Jack Quaid continues.
I think it's going to be the decade of Jack Quaid.
Hell yeah,
He's so
If
good.
he acts the way he did in Novocaine,
yeah.
I mean, did we like it?